this is normally
So this is Jazz's room. So she does eyebrows in here most of the time, but her sister is literally about to pop out a baby any second now. So she's at the hospital.
Exciting.
Yeah, so exciting. Auntie Jazz, so that's cool. But yeah, she's normally in here every day doing eyebrows.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Beautiful. Yeah, I've known Jazz for, actually no, I met, what's her partner's name?
Lucas. Yes.
I met Lucas. I was going through the checkout at Coles years ago.
Really?
And I was wearing this like gold watch and he's like, oh man, nice watch.
Oh my God, that's classic of him.
When he was a pup, like super young. Yeah. He's like, how'd you afford that? I'm like, just fucking doing the thing, man. Doing the thing.
He's the best. He's so nice. I always run into him at like the races and stuff. And I'm like, oh, he's just the best. And he always is like so good to have a chat with as well.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Oh yeah, he's good for a yarn.
Oh my God, he can yap. We went to the races last year and he was, because he has ADHD as well. And we were just sitting there for a solid hour. Just like, I had like my notes written out, everything he was saying. I was like, holy fuck, he can let rip. He's so good. He's wicked.
He's one of those dudes I feel like, realistically, anything he really wanted to do, he'd be able to figure out.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
There are some people, I was going to say dudes, but it's like I'm coming to learn the more I get into business, like yourself. I mean, I don't know much about your business, but the one common thread that I try to do as little research as possible with my guests, but
definitely.
the one common thread that I got is just like shaker and mover. She just points in a direction and does it.
Yep.
And it's like the common thread there with typically business owners that last that first year, then second year and third year, they're just like...
You have to get it done.
Yeah,
literally. I feel like me and Jess were talking about this the other day. It's like if you don't get it done then, it's like it just never fucking gets done. And there's always excuses. So it just like it has to get done. Yeah.
I know one of my dudes that I share a lot of business stuff with. Yeah. He's like, if it takes less than 5 minutes, do it.
Yeah.
And if it takes
Someone said that the other day and I was like, that is fucking genius.
It's amazing.
Love that. It's such a good mindset to have.
And especially things that you charge customers for.
Yes, yeah.
You know, if it takes less than 5 minutes, don't even charge them. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree.
And since doing that, it's funny, you instead of getting so caught up in this, like, oh, I got to charge them, and it's like, what's my hourly rate divided by whatever 5 minutes into an hour? It's like, brother, don't worry, just do it.
It's too much to think about.
Spend more time fucking around on that than doing the thing.
Yeah, literally. What is
that?
I know, it's, fuck around. No, I agree.
Tell me, are you a Bunbury local?
So, I am. I'm originally from Bunbury, like born and bred here, did school here, and then I went to like 17 schools growing up.
Ooh.
Yeah, we moved hardcore because my dad is in mining, don't know what he does, but we just moved around with him. So
that sounds like a dodgy cover up, by the way. Oh, my dad's in finance.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Nah, he's in mining. And yes, we just moved around and then moved back to Perth and then went traveling, ran out of money and had to move back into my parents' house.
Wow.
So I've only been back for like a year and a half now.
Cool.
But originally Bunbury local. Everyone I know is from here, so
17 schools, is that like around Australia? Or?
Yeah, around Australia and New Zealand as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, like we know people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And like small country towns where you know no one. Like we fucking went around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had a similar trajectory, like from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Move school every 6 months.
Literally. I'm like, guys, yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I feel like there's you go to as you become an adult, you start to like be able to understand why everything was happening.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a kid you get so responsive
as a kid,
to...
It's like, what the fuck is happening? Why are we moving so much? And now, when you look back, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it. And also it's just like, but could we not have prioritized a little bit of stability?
No shit. The other day I went to my therapist and he was like, we were just talking about my childhood. And he was like, that's probably why you're like this. And I was like, oh my God. I went back home and I was like, Mum and Dad, like, this is from you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you guys so much for that. But yeah, it's crazy moving around.
You're over the hump because I feel like, so am I.
Yeah.
I went to a long stage of like, why?
Yeah.
Like angry, negative.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I went through that as well. When I was like 14, I moved out of home because I was like, I'm so fucking sick of this.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep moving around so much. But yeah, the anger just comes.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
And then I feel like the being able to make friends, being able to like walk into any room, any crowd and just be like, hey guys.
Yeah, literally you can talk to anyone. Yeah, literally. I feel like, it's so true. You can literally talk to anyone, be anywhere. And then it's just like,
I was making cold calls this morning, like cold sales calls. And like 10 minutes into a conversation with a stranger, I'm like, anyway, do you want some fucking uniforms?
Like, do you want some merch as well while you're there?
Please. Like, we're really building something here, but I need to make money as well. So if you don't mind just doing the thing.
I have a pair of your trackies at home. They're my favourite. They're so good.
Really?
So bloody good.
Where'd you get those?
I got them online at the start of last year.
Wow.
They like popped up Oh, no, maybe someone was wearing them. I got like the green ones.
Yeah.
They're so good. Love them.
Oh, the like pastel sort of.
Yeah. And they stay down the side, I think.
Yeah.
They're so good. So comfy.
Cool.
Oh, I love them. They're so good.
I tell you what, the clothing's weird. You kind of have your, like you go through stages. Like I had Black Ink used to be a coffee van?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I made shirts on the van, they were all pre-sold. And I remember I pre-sold 20.
Wow.
Made 20, I'm like, 20 people own my shirts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
The next stage is when you see someone you don't know wearing your stuff.
How fucking weird is it?
Insane.
Someone tagged me in an Instagram story the other day and I was like with my hat on, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You're like,
very
oh my
cool.
God. Famous.
The next thing is when someone's wearing your hat talking to you that doesn't know you're the one who
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah. Fucking wild.
That level is crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, now it's like it's not the same, but like Outfit Co., which is a uniform arm of the business.
Yeah.
I just sent my 774th invoice this morning.
Fuck, that's wild.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's so cool. It's so fucking cool. When you look at the numbers, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. When you start getting to a point where this kind of contradicts what I just said, but if you get to the point where you don't know the numbers, and then you like reflect for a moment, and you go like, oh my God, when did we get over 700?
Literally.
You know?
It's wild. It's that's wild. That's a lot.
This is like, so that means this is a year and a bit old.
No, we started in April last year, so like nearly a year old.
Okay.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Nearly a year.
And you are flat out.
Yeah.
Like booking this in was 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Christmas time, like especially December, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Like I feel like hairdressers everywhere, beauty industry, we're all just crazy that time. Everyone needs their hair done for
whatever.
Christmas Day. Yeah.
Christmas Day.
You're
Christmas
seeing the
parties,
family. Yeah, exactly. You need your hair done.
Yeah. It's like I found out getting an aircon installed in December.
Oh my God. Yes, our aircon was broken and couldn't get anyone in. And we were like, oh, sick. So my mum had to come in and fix it. I was like, my poor old mum.
Yeah, unreal.
But so difficult. But aircons in summer, stuff that.
Yeah. Well, I had to get, long story, I had to get an aircon installed. I literally like going through the process. I'm like, I'm going to stop doing shirts, start doing aircons.
Yeah.
And then when he came around, it took 45 minutes.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
Like, brother.
How many are you fitting in a day doing? Like, what?
That's the point.
That's wild.
And like, shout out Dylan, he really looked after me, good dude and all the rest. But yeah, I was generally like, man, I need to figure out a way to install 10 of these a day, because what you charge me times 10 and then times that by 5, your weekly income is nuts.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I need an aircon business.
But you know what the reality there is, like, just be good.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
exactly.
Be good and you'll be busy.
Exactly.
I'm good at uniforms. I'm flat out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I feel like it's just being able to like have a good community as well. Like doing it good and then being like, you have them good relationships as well. You always do good.
Yeah. And I think especially like you definitely have this like the repeat customer basis.
Yes. Yeah.
That's huge.
It's the biggest thing ever for hairdressing, I feel.
If you like lock in that, like you tell, I've had Shaz on the podcast.
Yes, I've listened to that one as well. Love Shaz. Yeah.
So that was really cool because I got her like right as she started.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm really keen to have that like that's the 18-month follow up now.
That would be so good.
But like you, I got to book it in like 3.5 years in advance. Yeah,
it's so true.
Talking to her, I kind of established then that like all you got to do is like really build that safety net of like you come here, this is like your little hub that you belong to.
Yeah.
And like you know all the girls, you do all the thing.
Yes.
Then it doesn't really matter what you charge.
Yeah.
They're just gonna
exactly
book in every 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Right.
And I feel like people nowadays as well understand like price increases and stuff, and realize that hair and like beauty services are more of like a want kind of thing. Like they want that, they don't need that kind of thing. So I feel like it's so easy to charge kind of thing. Oh,
and also like you fall into this awesome category of how do you explain it? It's like this self-love sort of, like I can afford to spend this big number because I'm looking after myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I can't explain how much I don't look after myself.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I've got like a massage booked in every 2 weeks without fail.
Love that.
Go back 2 years, a massage every 2 weeks, like, what are you fucking Madonna? Do you need a massage?
Literally.
And now that I do it, it's like, okay,
you feel so good
that Friday is like, don't even talk to me from 9 a.m. to about 4 p.m. because I'm getting the massage, then I'm eating, then I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Like it's a full routine now.
Yeah.
And
so
then
good.
It's almost crazy because like Thursday you work harder because of it.
Yeah.
You come back on Monday and you're fucking like ready to take over the world.
Literally. Yeah, so true.
But here's my but. The amount of money that Riz spends on her hair, my fiance, and she's quite conservative because, we have to live fairly lean given the phase of our business that we're in.
Yeah.
It's still crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
When I was working up in Perth, like on average, people would spend like a 12-week appointment $800-900. Wild.
That's huge.
That's more than flights to Bali.
That's like a cheap car repayment.
Amen. It's actually fucking wild. I'm like, how'd you guys do it?
Yeah.
It's wild.
I think also you go like one really good piece of advice I got told is never judge another person's spend.
Yeah. So true.
You know, because like the person who like as an example, there's like this gym I watched a YouTube video on the other day. It costs $100,000 a year for membership.
Oh, is this one in America?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen this, but it looks insane.
Yeah, and I think it has like 100 members.
Yeah.
Now, the point of that is it worth $100? Absolutely not. Yeah. But you have to have $100,000 to go there.
Yeah.
So it's almost like do I go to World Gym that costs $20 a week, or do I go to Revo, whatever it is, that costs $8 a week?
Yeah. So
when
true.
I go to Revo, I'm around other people that want to spend $8 a week on gym.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys spend 20, whereas these guys spend how many thousands? Like
so true.
It's just under $10,000 a month on the gym membership.
Yeah.
Well, you're only around other people.
Exactly.
That do that,
yeah. So true. That's good.
So I feel like the ladies who are in those salons.
Yeah.
It's like, well, at least you know all the other ladies also drive Porsches.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So true.
We have something that we
have something in common in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the trajectory been? Because I mean, A, business is incredibly hard.
Yeah.
B, you're in a position where like I imagine this isn't cheap.
No.
You know, like you've got a spot like realistically in the middle of town.
It's decent. Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And you know, I imagine you have to have this amount of people come to the door every week before you start making money.
Yeah, which is the stressful part. When I first like opened, I was like, holy fuck, I'm not going to make any money. Like it's going to be such a downfall because I didn't know if any of my clients were going to follow me or like bills and stuff. Like my dad did all my budgeting for me. God bless him. But it's changed so much now. Like if I don't make a certain amount a week, then it's like this can't run. Yeah. Kind of thing. So it's like savings and everything is just so important at the moment. But I've been so lucky with clients that have been coming in. And the girls that I have in here are all rent chairs. So every week they are pretty much renting off me. So it's like instead of
so like subcontractors.
Yeah, subcontracting, which is so good as well. Yeah, that just keeps it going. Literally the other day I was like, how can we make it bigger? But then I was like, money, getting more people in. And then now I'm like in that business mindset of like, how can I do more kind of thing? And it's like, there's just so many things I'm like.
As a percentage between when you first wake up and last go to sleep on your average day, on your average weekday, how much as a percentage of that time are you spending thinking about business?
Oh my God, 100%.
Yeah.
Literally wake up and it's like business all the time. And I feel like a lot of people are like turns into burnout, but I think I love it so much that I'm just like, it's all I think about.
You hit a different vein, hey?
Yeah. I froth it. And like now I think since having a business, I'm like, I want more businesses and I like want more to more of it all. I just think it's like the best.
I was talking to a dude this morning who has a detailing business, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about Christmas.
Yes.
So like, how was your Christmas? He goes, good. You know, I was kind of at the shop and I was doing this. And I said, brother, my workshop's in my garage.
Yeah.
I'm never not at the shop.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like if someone calls, guess where I am?
Yeah.
I'm in the workshop. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And especially like over Christmas, I had a few calls where it's like, we need work shirts in 3 days. I'm like, you're going to get the biggest fees for this. I'm doing it, you know?
Literally.
And he said, yeah, well, it does kind of, you know, you're leaving yourself open to potential burnout.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, you don't get burnout from shit you enjoy doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I feel like everyone, like that one person, like you just never know who you're going to run into kind of thing. Like that one person could be like a returning customer
100%.
As well. And then it's like their business could be huge, which like there's just so many more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if you do what you love, you just never run into burnout.
I think also, see, that's multi-dimensional, that thing, right?
Yeah.
Doing what you love. So you go, say you don't have a business and someone tells you that and you're total greenhorn, don't know how to look at it. You're like, do what I love. Well, I really love riding my push bike.
Yeah, yeah.
How do I monetize that? It's like, no. It's more of like, I love the game of business.
Yeah.
I could be selling ice cubes. I could be like selling a service. I could be selling like building websites. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I love the game.
Yeah.
The chase.
Yeah.
They're like that cold call. It's like, this motherfucker could give me $5,000 if I get this right.
Literally.
You know? And it's literally up to me.
Yeah.
and then you don't get the $5,000, you don't get 8, you get nothing. You get a hang up on that. You're like, oh, let me try the next one then, you know?
Literally.
And then you go to sleep and you're thinking about like, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? Like it's like a healthy obsession.
Yeah. It's like, it's such a good obsession to have, I reckon. It's so good.
It's really interesting. For complete transparency, and I have no problem talking about my personal finances, I am in the best position that I've ever been with business. Yeah. I'm the best position I've ever been with like community, with the whole, like everything is really good. Yeah. Financially, I'm the poorest I've ever been. Right?
That's what I was saying to girls before. I'm like, I have $26 in my fucking bank.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and like you literally have days where you look at your bank and I got
you're like, how is this popping off? But like, I can't afford Coles. Right? You're like, what's happening?
Now, on the flip side of that, and this is what I always go to, like, so I'm a bookkeeper. Which this is all part of the plan over the next like 4 months, pay off my overdraft and I pay off my printer and I pay off this and I pay off that. Yeah. I mean, the only reason I'm in this position is because no one buys fucking uniforms in December. Yeah. And it's the first week of January. Yeah. You know, like we're already looking good and we're 4 days in.
100%.
So if that all happens, I'm in the position where like there is no ceiling on the earning potential of this business. Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's like in the past 6 months, we've had to buy a house, buy a printer. I've had a major surgery, engagement party. Fuck. Things just happening left and right. You're just like, give me a fucking, let the wheel turn, you know? Yeah. And it's like that, I keep going back to, if this works, this is unreal. Yeah, and insane. I'm still a baby business.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we haven't even started yet. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's wild. And so it's the start of it all, really.
Yeah. I always go to like, how to, like, I don't know, I think it's an information thing. How do people like not just quit their job and start a business?
I know. After I started my business, I was like, why the fuck did I not do this sooner? I'm like, it's the best thing ever. Yeah. And I think that's what's so good about in here and having it as freelancing, because it's like so easy. All the girls have their own businesses in here. Yeah. And there's like, it's like the growth to then be able to like have something of your own kind of thing. Yeah. It's just so good. Like all of us in here just like thrive having our own business. It's just the best.
It's an interesting dynamic because everyone's sort of like one person feeds off the next. Yeah. Like you see someone winning. And it's like that person wants you to win as well. Yes. And you can learn from that person.
110%. It's so good. Yeah. So good. It's wicked.
How many girls do you have in here?
I've got 2 girls. So I have Ree, she works for me, and then I've got Jess, who has her own hairdressing business. Yep. Jazz in here, and then I've just got another girl coming in at the end of this month, which is wicked.
Interesting.
And that's us full kind of thing.
Is the sort of like foreseeable future just doing what you're doing, or do you have some
crazy plans?
Yeah.
I think I definitely want to have more girls in here, but it's just finding like more space and everything. And then I want to get upstairs is like a complete empty canvas.
Oh. Is that part of this lease?
No, not part of this lease. It's a separate one completely, but upstairs it's like this, but like completely empty. And I want to make that into like a content studio, like up in Perth. Have you seen them? Yeah. You like tap in, tap out, and it's like just there to do content. I feel like that would be just wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, so there's a dude who runs like a very similar setup to what I have, like has a bunch of decorator machines, embroidery, this and that. And then he kind of did a walk through his workshop studio. Yeah. And at the front half, he's got the big like seamless backdrop, lighting, camera. Yeah. And he's like, and if you want to rent this out, it's like $100 an hour. I'm like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
It's so genius. Yeah. I think there's one in Bunbury, AB Studio. Yeah. She's done so well, like popping off. Everyone wants to fucking go there because it's like, she's got like the backdrop, the lighting and everything. Yeah. Like it does so well.
White walls, all the natural lighting. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone froths it. And like there's so many little like micro influencers in Bunbury in the Southwest that are like up and coming kind of thing that will just like pop off.
I feel like we're 5 years behind for some reason.
Oh my God, Bunbury's so behind.
Yeah.
Like so behind. It's ridiculous.
I honestly, like even the podcast, I feel like I've got this cheat code. I've been listening to Joe Rogan for like 100 years. Yeah. This is crazy. When I was in year 4 or something, 5 in Port Hedland. Yeah. I remember thinking like, I don't want to listen to music. I want to listen to people talk. Yeah. Like I had that thought back then. Yeah. And then once I found Joe Rogan, I'm like, this is it.
This is amazing.
He does it for like 4 hours at a time.
Like, this is wicked.
And the cool thing is like, you kind of, breaking down like how podcasts are so not effective but valuable. Yeah. It allows you to completely have a perspective shift.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, how many people like, especially like how many women listen to the testimonies of other women in business and go like, oh, that's fully fucking possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Podcasts are completely, they're insane. They're so shifting.
Yeah, I know like a lot of my growth, even the ability to go and create a podcast, which is my greater point, listening to podcasts for so long, and then I was like, I obviously need to do this, recorded heaps by myself. Then I think after like 110 solo podcasts, I had a guest on and it did like quadruple the numbers of anything I'd ever done. I was like, okay, well there's something.
Yeah.
I'll keep doing that.
Yeah.
And now like I've done all of these guested podcasts that's continued to grow. And now people are like, oh, you're the Bunbury podcast.
That's so cool.
It's like, these have been around for like 20 years.
Yeah. That's so cool. Podcasts are just wicked. I love listening to a podcast. They're so good.
I'll tell you what, you want the most horrible experience of your life, listen to yourself on a podcast.
Oh, I'm like, I can't listen back.
I listened to my one with Autumn on the drive home from Bustleton yesterday.
Yeah.
And like I'm pulling into my driveway, I'm like, just shut the fuck up. You know?
Like, do I really fucking sound like that?
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
it's cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
For my position, I have to listen to them and like stop talking, let them talk, stop saying this word, stop saying that word. But also like be authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Do you put them on like YouTube and TikTok and stuff?
So I go YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
And then the clips that I was talking about, so I just get a file full of clips.
Yeah.
And then I primarily put them on Instagram, but I put some on YouTube.
Yeah, wicked.
The other day and they popped
YouTube's
off.
meant to be like the next big thing.
Yeah, YouTube clips are wild.
Yeah, everyone's going back to it and I'm like, holy shit, that's like a good thing to jump on.
Oh, talking about going wild, did you see the clip that I put up talking about doing drugs and drinking?
Yeah.
I was wearing the Bleach Club
hat. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, stop. Reese was like, yeah, one of my mates really wants one. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah. I actually came and got the blue because I'm like, that's the one that Croft doesn't have.
Yeah.
And then I think I might have sent him a snap and he sent one back. I'm like, he has a blue one, the motherfucker.
I know. He was like, he came in and he was like, I can't decide. I was like, literally just take them both.
Yeah.
And he wears it. He literally fucking wears it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, he is like walking advertisement. Need to start paying him. He's literally
ambassador.
a billboard. Yeah. He's the ambassador of the Bleach Club.
Yeah.
He's so good.
I reckon we did, do you know George Hudson?
No.
George Hudson is like one of my real good mates.
Yeah.
He just has this eye for things that work as far as fashion is
Yeah.
concerned. So I was doing a pop-up at Fuller's a month ago-ish.
Yeah.
And he took his Dremel tool in.
Yeah.
You know what that is? With a little like sander on the end of it.
No clue.
I think like like what a bench grinder is? No. So it's like a little sanding wheel.
Yeah, okay.
About that big.
Yeah.
You turn it on and it like spins really fast.
Yeah.
So if you look at your hat, all the distresses on it are done with this sort of tool.
Right.
So we've been talking for ages, like, gotta get one.
Yeah.
It'd be cool and he's a carpenter, so he has one.
Yeah.
And we just went ham on like doing like cutting all the
Oh my God.
shoulders.
That'd be so good on jeans.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
And it's like, I think in line with your hats, it would be really cool to do like a men's cropped, not crop, but like crop the bottom seam and the sleeves, just the sleeve seams and the bottom sleeve with like some holes in that in it with the Bleach Club across the front.
I've actually got some made that are pretty similar to that. Ooh. But they're like distressed, but like not like distressed.
Yeah.
They came and me and mum were like, oh, they could be like a little bit more distressed, but love that. That's
yeah,
good.
I think there's like a line because you've got distressed as a statement.
Yeah, and then you've got, are you wearing rags?
Yeah,
like, holy shit.
Yeah. You kind of want somewhere between like, it's been hanging in my wardrobe for a while and the moth's got it.
Yeah, literally, literally.
But you don't want it to
still
look
be cool.
You don't want it to look like you've gone downhill skateboarding and come off and it's ripped everything up,
literally.
I mean, if you can pull it off, you can pull it off. I'm just not that guy.
No, I could never.
I'm not Kanye.
No. I could not. I reckon the hats are like enough, like good distress, but it's like, distress
How many
t-shirt.
did you get in?
I don't even know. My mum does them all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She just orders them whenever I need some. I'm like, Mum, can you just order me some?
Oh, so you're on more than your first batch?
Yeah. I think this is like my 7th maybe batch now.
Wow.
And every time I've gotten in like a new colour, yellow is like the worst so far. Everyone hates yellow. No one's taken a yellow.
It's not an awesome colour, but
no, I think it's disgusting. When I first saw it, I was like, fuck, yellow's wicked.
Yeah.
And I had like full brown hair at the time and it looked so good, but like everyone was like, oh.
I think because
like a piss yellow.
You're quite like tan.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a subtle contrast.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything of a normal like paleality, if that's a word, it's too much of a contrast.
It's bizarre. It's not nice.
I'm on such a blue phase right now. Oh. Like all my sunglasses, my watch, everything. And when I saw the blue hat, I'm like,
yeah, blue's wicked.
We're in.
Yeah, blue is so good. Blue's the one that's like popped off the most. So I'm like definitely more blue in, but feel like we've done all the colours now that we just need to like stick with the core ones that everyone's just loved, and then that's it kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the pizza shop 20 years ago that just like got their classic logo and threw it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, and then
they didn't release heaps of t-shirts. They just sold that one for 20 years.
Yeah.
And everyone somehow has one.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the Bunnings shirt that's just like that. Bunnings green with Bunnings on the back. Yeah. And for some reason, even I want one.
Yeah. You know? I really want the jumpers.
Yeah.
My brother nearly got a job there, and I was like, make sure you get a jumper.
Dude, you know,
if you
some
get a
of
job.
the stuff. It's the trade barbecues they have.
Oh.
And they give out like coasters and
so
bullshit.
True.
Yeah,
I'll be there on a Sunday.
As a courier driver, I somehow managed to snag one.
Yeah.
And I had like multiple like girls, mates, people I don't know try and steal it. You get the fuck away from the Bunnings hoodie.
Literally. That's locked in a safe place.
Yeah.
So
and I think that is like naturally distressed now. It's like falling apart.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're wicked them.
Yeah, what's so with your like sort of trajectory here, have you got like obviously what your core business is doing hair?
Yeah.
Have you got like you kind of got a product with the hat. Is there anything there where are you selling hair products? Are you maybe white labeling stuff? Like what's the...
Not really. I just sell like, how do I say it? So I sell like Mr. Smith, which is like a brand itself. So I just like get that in and then sell it. I could go into that realm, but I think it's just so oversaturated, and like everything that you could think of that's beneficial can't really be done. Not can't really be done, but like there's something for it. And it's like already been done to its absolute tops that it's like...
Yeah. Trying to find a hole in a market that doesn't exist.
Exactly, which is like I've asked ChatGPT and even they can't help me. Yeah, so I'm like...
fucked then.
I know, I'm like, fuck, I need something. And I don't think I'll go into that. I think I want to like expand more. I feel like hairdressing's turning really into like... It's going more online instead of more like in the salon and for clients, if that makes sense.
Right.
I feel like it's more like putting your name on like yourself and like selling yourself to other hairdressers, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like for like education and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of to clients. Because I feel like we've all got, I mean, as an apprentice, no, but we've all kind of got our set clients, and like we're all so built that it's like we need other ways to like make income.
Yeah.
Instead of selling to clients more.
So you almost have to like look outside of your industry. Hence the space up. I fully think... Because, you Autumn, I mean, that AB studio, that is Autumn, who was on the podcast.
Oh, wicked.
And we did it in that studio.
Yeah.
And, like, when I walked in, I'm like, this is fucking huge.
It's wicked.
Full of natural light. Like,
it's
we can't go wrong here.
Yeah.
And she was, and I, like, because I printed her door sticker when she first started.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's say a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, so how's it going? She's like, I can't keep up.
Yeah. She's done so well.
Yeah.
So well.
And it's like side access. You can, like, people can go and use it without having to.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so good. And, like, everything she has in there is just like enough, and it's so perfect. Like it's wicked. I've hired it out a few times, and a few of my friends have as well, and it's just like it never misses. Yeah. She's done so well.
Yeah, I think even like when she was telling me that was a girl, I was like, she was talking about getting her own podcast gear.
Oh my God.
And like
that would be wicked.
I have a few coming up. I mean, if it's like yourself, you've got somewhere you can shoot, you're like, cool, we'll do it at your shop, contextual, love it, fits in.
Yeah.
Then you have other people like, oh, I'll come around to your place. I don't want you at my place.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I mean, nothing wrong with you, but it's like, I live there.
Yeah, you know? Literally. Like, do you want me to make you lunch as well?
Yeah,
wants to go.
And it's like, not only, you've got to set all this up,
Yeah.
You've also got to then make sure that the path between the front door and wherever they're going is like pristine.
All clean and everything. Yeah.
It's not that we live like trash, but also it's like,
I know.
We live.
I know.
That's
why I'm like with Shaz and Abby and like they're like them doing hair at home. I'm like, I live like a pig. Like if someone walked into my room, they'd be like, this is fucking disgusting. Yeah. Like I could not have someone walk through my house. That'd be like, this is... Yeah. I'd feel like I'm not getting my hair done by this filthy girl.
This is a sanctuary.
Yeah, literally.
We'll keep this clean.
Yeah. This is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I like the idea, like I've got some political people, I guess you'd call them, that want to come on the podcast later in the month. And it's like, they're perfect examples of like, yeah, you can come around. Yeah. We'll do it at my house. But if you had something where I could just like, meet me at this address at this time, it's all set up, you go there and you press record and it all just happens. Yeah. Even better.
Is there anywhere like, if you did like have a space like that, does it have to be like soundproof and stuff?
Not at all.
No.
Being directional mics, it's like...
Oh, so true.
As long as you talk into the mic.
Yeah, wicked.
We're all good. Even like Jack Manoni and I did a podcast. Do you know Jack?
No.
He's in financial planning. He's like just across the way.
Oh, I listened to like the start of that, and then I was on my walk. It was like my second one that came on, and then I know.
Yeah. So him and I recorded in the gazebo in my backyard, and like we had lawnmower over there, and then lawnmower over here start up at the same time. You're like, guys, like it's fucking 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I get it, but I guess I didn't know I'm recording a podcast, and you can just hear them in the background.
Yeah.
So I think it's not necessarily about having a perfectly quiet place. It's like when there's those, mind you, if someone dropped like a spoon on your concrete floor out the front, you would hear that.
Yeah.
It's like one of those abrasive sounds.
Yeah.
But
that's wicked.
It is what it is cool. And also like, I think if this made money, I would start going, make the studio for myself, and then everybody wants to be on their own podcast.
Oh my God, yeah.
Most people are only going to last 6 episodes, but it's like, come pay me for those 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I'll let all the AI produce and shit for it. And
literally. I swear so many girls as well, and like so many friends, you're always like, we should start a podcast. Like everyone wants to be on a podcast.
It is the typical conversation at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, we'd be so fun on a podcast. Like, trust me, you can't put 3 sentences together without saying and having a dead pause. And like, shut the fuck up. You don't belong on a podcast.
Literally.
But it is cool. It's one of those things as well. I think people see it's the whole like Instagram thing. You know, you see the dude with the car, and you're like, I want to be the dude with the car.
Yeah.
You know, and you believe that you could be like, if I had that Porsche, I'd look better with it.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a microphone in front of your face, I'm sure you'd think that it was
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I've made it now.
Yeah, exactly. The professional mic. Like,
I'm like, this is it.
Hey, Mum, we're getting.
I feel like you need the headphones as well. Like that would be.
Yeah, we did have the headphones, but it's like, if you listen, because you know what the headphones are for.
No clue.
It lets you hear what the audio will be in real time.
Oh.
So you're hearing your voice in your ears.
I'd hate that.
And then you hear, instead of it being a natural, like you can hear the amount of voice that arrives at you in this amount of space. But if you had the headphones on, you would hear my voice as it sounds in the microphone in your.
Wow.
So it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
It is very overwhelming.
You have to think.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's kind of like when you get used to having phone calls with the noise cancelling on your AirPod Pros.
They're annoying.
And then you fucking put it back to normal. You're like,
oh, it's weird. And mine sometimes like one drops out. And I'm like, fuck, what's happening? Like it's bizarre.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah, it's
when
gross.
one drops out.
Oh, it's worse. It's like it tickles your brain a little bit. It's like it's not a good feeling.
Do you have any hobbies outside of this? No. This is it.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. I signed up to a PT yesterday, so that might become a new hobby.
Right.
But I like find a hobby. I feel like this is very ADHD, but like I'll find a hobby, and then within a month I'm like, I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
Like last year or the year before, I started like a social media content thing business.
Right.
And did it for like a month, and I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So I'm very much like, I'll pick up a hobby and then it's gone. Like I did Pilates for like 2 months and I'm like, oh, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
So it's
Pilates is very slow moving.
Oh, slow move. It's so good though. And like I used to go to Sculpt and the girls there are just like insane. So they're so good. It's such a good vibe in there, but I'm like, can't do anything for very long. It's like, do you know where? It's like Homemakers Centre. It's just down one of the little side alleys kind of thing. Yeah. But near the Homemaker Centre.
Yeah. I feel like I do know, but it's like in my peripherals.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I only really know of Glowfit. That's where Riz goes. Yeah. I know Hillary and Ryan. And
wicked. They seem to be doing so well. Their new studio looks insane.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is wicked in there.
That's like my go-to of like, you want to talk about crazy business models? Like charge a subscription on something that's expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And insane. Also, like it's that double-edged sword. I'm spending this much money a week on my subscription, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to go.
Yeah.
So you do go.
That's actually so genius.
It's like you're getting participation through sort of obligation to how much you value your own money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also like if you create that environment once that people really feel safe and enjoy and want to come back to, and especially if you team it up with putting them with a friend so they get even more security.
Yeah.
It's like, I really enjoyed that. I really like being there. As soon as you leave, I want to have more of it.
Yep.
That's when you can start charging what you want.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we pay $400 for a 3-day festival ticket.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's just the environment. I just got to be there.
That's so true.
And then the 3 you don't go to with your mates over New Year's Eve and you get severe FOMO. And now you're like, whatever it costs, I'll go.
Literally. Wildland. I went to Wildlands on the weekend. It's so expensive now.
Yeah.
I think we paid like $220.
Really?
Yeah.
That's before you drive there, get accommodation, food, drinks.
But you have to do it. Like before it's like, whatever, I'll pay whatever. And afterwards it's like, fuck, my bank account.
Yeah.
It's hurting this week.
Well, I'm broke and didn't go to any of them, so I'm fucking glad.
Literally.
Actually, I was thinking I haven't been like anything past one beer since like before Christmas.
That's impressive.
It's wild.
Especially over silly season. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. That's the point. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at not drinking ever unless there's like a thing on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just called. I'm like, guys, I'm not doing it this year.
That's so good.
I just got to really lock in. And
Yeah.
we're going to Japan.
Oh,
in
are you going to
February.
Snow Machine?
I think it's on my. I think we're not.
Yeah.
I think it's on while we're there.
Yeah, we went last year, same time as Snow Machine, but like didn't go to Snow Machine.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Is it to Japan?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, where in Japan did you go?
We started in Tokyo, then went to, I don't know how to say it, Hakuba,
Yeah, Hakuba, yeah.
and then we went to,
Hakuba, yeah, it is that.
yeah.
I think Hakuba is the very Australian
yeah,
version.
like,
Yeah.
that sounds bad. And then Osaka, and then back to Japan.
Wow.
It's wicked.
So
Have
we're
you been?
doing no.
Nah.
No.
It's
and
so good.
also like 100% like okay, so all the boys went to Europe last year.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting here like a dickhead, just
Yeah. You're like, why the fuck am I not there?
can't do anything on the weekends because all the boys are away.
Yeah.
Getting Snapchats of like, doing ketamine on
my
a boat. And you're like,
God.
cool,
Yeah, like,
fuck
good
me,
on ya,
right?
yeah.
I better tell fun,
Yeah,
you know?
literally.
But yeah, then when they came back, like, you definitely come to the next thing. I'm like, I'm definitely coming to the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing Japan in February. I'm like, I can't afford. Fuck
Yeah.
you, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I can't
literally.
afford that. Bought a house, bought a printer and shit. And then for our engagement party, George, who I brought up before,
Yeah.
is like fucking open the envelope champion, and he's given us tickets.
Get lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you going to Japan, son?
Oh, he's the best.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
So yeah, now and I think there's like 15 of us going.
Fuck, that's huge.
Yeah.
Did he pay for everyone?
No.
I was like, everyone needs a friend like George.
yeah, I know. We need more Georges.
Yeah.
Stat too,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those ones where because I still can't afford to go.
Yeah.
But because everyone is going at that time, there's never going to be that again.
Yeah.
You can't afford not to go.
You have to go.
Have
yeah,
to go.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Oh, that'd be wicked.
And when I was like, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of skating.
Yeah.
I was like a speed skater.
Yeah.
And like national championships was always in a different city.
Yeah.
Then you have like Oceanas, which is in New Zealand sometimes.
Yeah.
Then world championships, we went to China. So I've got all these experiences where you would travel as a team.
Yeah.
And you have these things where like, you'd be on a plane somewhere, you look across to one of your teamates, you're like, we're fucking going it. We're going to New Zealand. How crazy is this?
You're going to have the best time.
I haven't had that as an adult.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
Oh, that'd be wicked. And you're doing like everything together?
So, yeah, great question. With 15 people, fuck no.
Yeah.
Because the worst
That
thing
would be
is like,
so hard to organise.
dude, analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do that. I want to.
The group chat would just be, yeah. No.
So I think we're all flying there together. We're all flying home together.
Yep.
We're focusing on Hakuba together
Oh,
for
wicked.
at least half of it.
Wicked.
So we all snowboard. Like even for the first 4 days, we're sharing a room with another couple of guys, or George and Aiden.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's another couple that are going to Hiroshima, so we're going to go with them.
Wicked. Yeah.
And then I think Osaka, we're meeting up with another group.
Yeah.
And then but pretty much like
You're seeing someone somewhere.
60% of it will be with someone we know.
Yeah.
But there's also that like I'm in Japan with my fiance. They can also fuck themselves for a little bit.
Literally.
Of it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
We go have some fun.
Oh my God. It's going to be so wicked.
Yes. Yeah. So of course it's just like we're fully locked in.
Yeah.
We're locked in.
Oh my
Like,
God.
get everything paid off as much as possible.
Yeah.
Fully anticipate having to borrow money a week before I go.
Well, when I went to Japan, I was like, fuck, I saved up like so much because I was like shitting myself. It was going to be so expensive.
Yeah.
I spent like not even a quarter.
Really?
Yeah. I think I took over 10 grand and I spent 2.5.
Yeah. So
And I went snowboarding and everything.
I know the higher stuff is super cheap.
It's so cheap. And I feel like it's cheap. So like the prices online, once you get there, I don't know if we just did it wrong or something, but it was way cheaper.
Yeah.
I think we paid like 200 for like maybe like 5 days for all of
Yeah.
our stuff. We're like, this is wicked.
That sounds about right. Because
Yeah.
I was anticipating, it's funny actually, because I thought, oh, well, the insurance will be like this much more if you snowboard.
Yeah.
And the hiring the gear will be all this.
Yeah.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
The insurance, they're like, oh, you're snowboarding?
Yeah.
We're going to double
Yeah.
everything.
They're like, fuck you.
Yeah. And the
You're going to
packs
go
to
have
get,
fun?
like-
Pay us more money.
It does make sense, though. Because like your average person who can't balance and,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
The
sucks
amount
at
of people
life.
we saw there that were just like toppling over. But Japan is also like the snow's so soft that if you fall, I'm like, how are people breaking bones?
Yeah.
Like it's so soft.
Yeah. As an ex-skater and now like I spent my life on motorbikes and
Yeah.
that, I watch people, the way they fall, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Like brace yourself.
Yeah,
like
literally,
try and...
like you're about to fall.
Yeah, as if you're going to hit the ground.
Yeah, like, oh my God, no. You're like, just put something down before you fall. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do get it. And also, like, you know, you got to imagine there are people out there that have no concept of, like, anything other than walking
100%, yeah.
and jogging.
Well, even people getting off the ski lifts would like get off and it's like ice and they're just like smack bang on the ground and you're like, yeah.
People getting on the ski lifts is
it's
unreal
so
to
funny.
watch.
We would just like sit there for like 30 minutes and just watch. It's so fucking funny.
Have you seen there's like a viral clip of it, like for some reason it's going way too fast?
No.
And it just like all of a sudden scoops families up and there'll be people like fucking trying to stay away and they're losing their balance, getting clipped. And
oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I must admit, one of my like 100%, core fears is the thing getting stuck and then just hovering up there.
When we were up on our last day, it got hell windy. And it didn't get stuck, but it started going really slow. And me and my mate were up there and we were just rocking. We're like, fuck, like, this is it. We were like, if we fold, we take our snowboards off. Like, we're like, fuck, this is us.
Have you seen how they get down?
No.
They like have those expandable sort of like man-held trampolines. God. You just have to like just...
Did you fall?
Just let go.
Fuck.
It'll be fine.
Oh my God. At least the snow there is so soft that I feel like if you fell into it, it'll be fine.
It wouldn't be as bad.
No.
It would still suck, but it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be so cold.
What's to say in Osaka? Most Aussie pronunciation than Osaka.
I reckon it was wicked there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like at night time, insane. We spent one day there because I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. So I was like, I have to go to, do we go to Universal? And I had to go to like Harry Potter World, like in there.
I think we're doing Universal.
Universal's wicked. Like it's so weird going to like a theme park in a different country.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, it was so different to.
Have you been to many theme parks?
I've been to like the Gold Coast and stuff, but nothing to that extreme. Like it was just insane.
I know like the size difference of cities there to pretty much everywhere else.
The amount of people is like, holy fuck. Like how do they fit that many people in?
I know like, because you see like Times Square type shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, cool, that's the Times Square.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the city on Google Earth the other day and I'm like zoomed into one spot. I'm like, oh, that's about the size of a building. And then you zoom out and you zoom out and you zoom out and you zoom out. You're like, when the fuck does this city end?
Literally.
And it's
New
like
York is huge.
all skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's wild. I saw a thing the other day that was like they put, what was it? I think it was maybe like Michigan over like Europe.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, that takes up one state of America takes up like half of Europe.
Yeah.
Like it's wild when you look at like comparisons and stuff.
And I think the stats of LA has the same population as Australia. Is that what it is?
I reckon it'd be pretty damn close.
I think it is. Yeah. LA has the population of Australia.
It's just wild.
Yeah. Like, and America is the same size as Australia. North America is the same size as Australia.
Like it doesn't make sense. Like where are all these people coming from?
Yeah.
Once you get to Japan, you'll be like, holy fuck. Yeah. So many people.
I want to find the Bunbury in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, the 40,000, 50,000 people.
Yeah. When you go, are you going from Tokyo to
Hakuba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The train that goes along there, I think there's like, I can't really remember, but the train that we got, there's like all the different little towns on the way because I think there's no speed train that goes there or like no fast train. So the train, it like stops off at everyone and like looking at all the little towns in between, it's like so different to like Osaka and Tokyo. Yeah. Like it's like you feel like you're in a little town almost. Like it's wicked.
I do know, like you imagine you're a tourist and you came to say Melbourne.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool, this is a city. Then you go to Perth, you're like, this is a city in a line.
Yeah.
Then you come to Bunbury and you're like,
where am I?
It's just cool. Like Bunbury, like you have the ocean. Yeah. It's not that crazy. You can go to the supermarket and do things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely different. I feel like that's, But I also feel like that's Hakuba. Like, it's very like small. And
we're plotting out the like hotel distances between like where they're staying, where we're staying.
Yeah.
I'm like, it feels very much like this is Dalyellup to sort of Marston Hillish.
It's exactly the same, yeah. And there's like one bus.
Yeah.
That kind of just goes around in circles, which is wicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much like that.
I'm very excited. I really didn't. I've been kind of pushing it away because I'm like, we can't afford it and it's scary and this and that. But since booking hotels now, I'm like, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So wicked.
It's like doing the daily countdown.
Have you got like thermals and everything?
Yeah.
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 So fucking cold when you're standing there, but like when you're snowboarding, it's like I was like ripping everything off. I was like, I actually can't. It gets so fucking hot.
Yeah.
But it's just freezing.
I feel like I don't know. I've done not heaps of traveling. I've done
fair amount.
Europe a handful of times, and like skating took us everywhere.
Yeah.
And, like I've done like Bunbury to Victoria and back a few times on the Harley. So I've like done stuff where you like have to pack exactly what you need.
Yeah.
And like have really effective items of clothing.
Definitely.
You know, like I'm taking these boots and Crocs to Japan. Like don't need to take 5 pairs of shoes. Just no one fucking cares.
Yeah, no one gives
I've
a
already
shit.
got a fiance. I'm not trying to oppress anyone. You know, I'm just trying to live here.
Yeah. I'm just trying to walk.
And and like have one bag and a backpack.
Yeah. Genius.
Like, just be reasonable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know just from the photos that I saw from the boys in Europe, it's like these motherfuckers took over like 8 outfits.
Yeah, literally.
Don't need to do that.
No.
You know?
I had a client the other day and she was like, she had to send back from Europe. So she took over 35 kilos, which was already over. She had to send back before she even went back 60 kilos.
That's crazy.
I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What were you wearing over there? When I went to Europe, I had like the stingiest little backpack and was like, this is just going to have to fucking do me.
Yeah.
And I was like walking around. My mum, it was like my second month over there and she was like, have you washed any of your clothes? I was like, no. Like, I've got a pair of jeans with me. Like, I'm just wearing them every day. Like, it's fine.
Over and over.
They're now baggy jeans, but that's sweet. Like, it's cool.
I literally did, this sounds bizarre, but it's true. I did Colombia for 30 days with a school bag.
What?
Like a school bag.
I feel like that's all you need there though.
Yeah.
Like, it's very...
It was like literally Vans, thongs on the... you know, for showering and shit. Yeah. Thongs on the bag.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I had a pair of jeans, pair of swimmers, singlets, shirt, 3 pairs of underwear, socks.
That's what you need.
Phone charger and a toothbrush.
Yeah.
And go.
Exactly. And if you need anything really, like, you can always just get it there.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, this is the thing. You go like, oh, I'm going to take a big snow jacket to Japan.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No.
You're going to go to a fucking op shop when you get there. Buy the shittiest one and then throw it out when you're done.
Exactly.
You know, like, because what are you going to do? Bring it back?
Exactly.
It takes up a quarter of your wardrobe. Like, brother, just be
And you're never going to
sensible.
wear it here. Like, that's like thermals. I was like, my mates before went to like Anaconda and got like $300 thermals. I was like,
nah.
I'm never going to fucking wear these again.
Yeah.
Like, even winter in Australia, all you need is a jumper. Like, it's,
I think like the thermals I'm probably on my 3rd round of thermals ever.
Yeah.
And like the last ones I got, because I went, you know, the super cheap.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, these blow out and they turn into like tracky pants.
Yeah.
And, then the second ones I got super expensive ones.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're the same.
Yeah.
So now it's just like the budget Mountain Designs.
Yeah, wicked.
Ones.
I got mine in Japan and went to Uniqlo.
Oh, yeah.
They so fucking good.
Yeah, Uniqlo slaps, hey.
Oh, Uniqlo is the best. I'm like, it's so underrated.
Have you got your like staple cheat codes for fashion? Like, do you get your... Like, I've got a mate who's like mad with Kmart finds.
Really?
Yeah. And like, you'll be wearing a hell cool fit. You're like, where'd you... It's like, it was all from Kmart, dude.
What?
You spent like $70 on this like
That's so good.
It's like, how? He goes, like these came out a year ago. This is like... I remember the first time he did it, he was wearing like a turtleneck or something.
Yeah.
I'm like your turtleneck. He's like, $13 Kmart.
Oh my God. Stop. That's wicked.
It's a wildest brag.
Oh my God. Kmart actually does have some like pretty good things going for him. Like whenever you go in, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Slow down,
especially
Kmart.
homewares.
Yeah.
So I hate that I like the homewares.
Half of my shit's from Kmart. I'm like, this is wicked.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like, it's like a little, what's it called? Like a little wheel. Like it's always changing. They've always got something new in there.
Yeah, it's only the cost of like children on the other side of the world. So I can't see it. I don't feel horrible, you know?
Yeah. That's actually really true. I think of that with like Shein and like Temu and stuff. I'm like, yeah.
I know, so you know Susan, I think it's called Katie, Rivers are all shutting down.
Really?
Yeah. So because the umbrella company that owns them all is obviously shutting down. So they're closing down all their...
Oh my God.
So I did like the littlest bit of research, like 10 minutes on Google, so don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
But the whole like fast fashion thing is based around like back in the day, Brand X, whatever it is, would go, okay, here's our winter range.
Yeah.
And it would be like 2 jackets, 2 jumpers, 2 long sleeves, and we'll make 100,000 of each. We'll put them in all of our stores.
Yeah.
And then in 8 weeks' time, we discount it by 30%.
Yeah.
10 weeks' time, we discount it by 50%, and then we throw the rest out.
What?
Basically.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, I forget who the original ones. Oh, if I think about it, it's like, what's the American brand that has Abercrombie and...
Oh, Abercrombie and Finch or Fitch?
Maybe something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they might have been the ones where they would do these like sample runs.
Yeah.
See what would sell.
Yeah.
And then tell their manufacturers to double down on the stuff that's selling and get rid of the stuff that isn't in like 2 weeks.
What?
So they would make, rather than make 100,000, they make 1,000, put them in all their stores and like, right, the blue jumper and the red pants are doing well.
Yeah.
Fuck off the black jumper, fuck off the yellow pants, just make the blue and the red and make heaps of them and deliver them. And that way they didn't have the dead stock. Because the problem,
Yeah.
like you would know when you buy, 10 of each of the colors and the yellow doesn't sell, what do we do with the yellow?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So we're now seeing like that's probably going back 15, 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
We're now seeing the result of that getting faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
Except now you don't have to have a store. Now you can have a website called Temu.
Yeah.
Right? And everything's dirt cheap because, I mean, how many of them are they making on the spot? How many of them have they got a box of 1 million of your little fidget spinner shit for 5 cents?
Yeah.
To the point where the profits are so high that they can essentially give away shit to get you in the door.
That's wild, isn't it?
You know? Like if you don't have an account or something and you log on to Temu, first thing they do is spin the wheel.
Every single time you go on there, they spin the wheel. I went on there the other day to find something and I was like, fuck off this wheel.
Yeah.
I don't want your $100. I literally just want my $2. I can't even remember what it was. I was like, I just need a spoolie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And also, like, I love it. You feel like you get that, I've had a little win.
Yeah.
And like, but you got to spend, fuck man.
Literally. And then it takes you to a page. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Let me get my fucking pillow. That's what I came here for.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, for a pillow as well.
Literally. It's like far out, guys.
It's funny the easier you make the purchase. It's like Amazon has one-click buy.
Yeah.
So you can just click, if your account's all set up, sweet, it's there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I remember when I was kind of first learning about marketing and setting up landing pages and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like reduce the amount of clicks, reduce the amount of reading and all this. I'm like, surely if someone wants it, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
Then you pay attention to your spending habits.
Yeah.
It's like if this motherfucker takes me to another page, I'm out.
I'm so done. Yeah.
If I need to put in my email address to get this quote, I'm out.
Even like the pop-up things, like if it pops up once, I'm like, oh, we get 10% off. And then it pops up again. And then I'm like, fuck off.
I don't want 10% off.
Literally, let me fucking buy it.
I'll pay full price every time to not have this.
Literally, someone the other day popped up and it was 5%. I was like, there's no fucking point.
Yeah.
Just let me buy it. Stop all this popping up shit.
And your product is under $100, you're going to give me 5% off.
Literally, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and also like that, I don't know, that screams that you don't actually give a fuck about the customer process.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like I'd rather just like, you know what's almost more valuable when you think about it? If you just said, I'm going to give everyone who buys off me for the first time 10% off and I'm going to adjust that into my price.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we noticed this email address is new. We're going to give you 10% off for shopping with us.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you've gone like, well, they've got to the finish line.
Yeah.
And now they're thinking, oh, I want to go through that process again.
Yeah.
Because if we start that same process with have 10% off,
Yeah.
the code's been emailed to you. Now I got to go to my email, copy and paste and do all the bullshit.
Exactly.
Like, how many clicks do we just put in there
Exactly.
to try and win them over to begin with?
I know. Or like when it comes through and it goes like your spam as well, then it's just like, oh, fuck around. That would be so much more better. Like if they just did it like that.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
better.
I just did my first. Do you fuck with email marketing?
I've tried to, and then I'm like, it gets to the end, and then I just get so confused. Like so confused with it.
I've been down the road like I swear 10 times.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And then I set it up with one of the email marketers, and I was like, this is fucking way too hard. Went and spoke to one of my other people in business, and he's like, no, just use Squarespace.
That's what I use, Squarespace.
Yeah.
So easy.
It's amazingly easy.
So wicked.
Import all of my zero contacts.
It's so good.
Straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Square
like,
is just the best.
Yeah.
So fucking
so
good.
do you have a website for this?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you have like a booking thing on that?
Yeah.
Sweet. And then that just like links up to, you have an app on your phone and.
Yeah. It's just like, or you can just like click the link like in like the bio kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Or like on a story, just click the link kind of thing.
And all the girls have the same, run off that same deal?
Me and Redo, the other girls.
Oh, they do their own thing.
Yeah, they all do their own thing.
Okay.
I think Jazz does it as well, like the link. And then Jess just does it. Jess is like so full that she doesn't need to bloody do that. Like she's slammed with people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. How many, what's the sort of limitation? Can you only see so many people a day?
I think I see like on a full day, maybe like 3 or 4 people a day. I work one-on-one, so I don't do like people in the middle. I'm like, I have you from start to finish. I start your color and I do the whole kind of thing.
Right.
Where some hairdressers do it in a way that's like, I'll start your color. I'm going to do someone in the middle. My apprentice is going to finish you off kind of thing. So you kind of get juggled around, but I just think that's so fucking stressful.
Yeah.
It works for some people when they just smash it.
Juggling plates,
yeah,
eh?
I'm too stressed to do that. Like I'd rather just do the one person the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of that one-on-one personal experience that they're like with you for that kind of thing.
There's only one thing worse than small talk, and that's disrupted small talk.
Yeah. And then you have to like start again with someone else, and then it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I said the same thing to Shaz. Like, the job you do is already hard. The bullshit you must talk about on repeat. Oh my God.
And then it's just like, it's so draining.
Yeah.
It's like.
You're almost a counsellor at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. I literally get home and then I'm like, holy fuck, that was a big, like.
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
Sometimes I look at my book and I'm like, oh, it's a day of yappers, and like love a yapper. But sometimes it's just like, fuck, give me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me fucking 10 minutes. I just need to breathe.
Yeah. So I don't like, I literally have figured out lately, I work the best in my office with the lights off, with the blind down. Yeah. Just like, I can only see what's illuminated by my screens. Yeah. And then the phone will ring. I'm like, fucking,
fuck off.
What do you want?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'll invoice you. Okay, thank you.
Bye. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I must admit, they're like, I don't know, you'd be so used to it. As someone who's not used to it, you walk into a salon and like everyone's, yeah. Oh, this is
How are you doing that all day? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. I always say to my clients, sometimes I'm just like, I'm just not going to talk while I put your colour on, because I'm like, I'm going to get distracted. I will stand there. Sometimes it takes me like 3 hours to do someone's foils, where it normally takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I talk with my hands. And I'll stand there and then I'm like, oh, and then I need to show you this photo. And then I'm like, just shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not, and people want to come and get their hair done and relax. Like they don't want to be like.
Do you have people that come in and just like, I don't want to talk?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. I'm like, thank God. I love it on Uber now. If you get an Uber, you can be like, I don't want to talk today.
Yeah, like, I must admit, for a chick, that must be good. If I get to do this, I'll talk on my brother. Yeah. I don't fucking care right now. Yeah. Just map, follow that.
Literally, that's it. Yeah. Sometimes I love getting in, like, after a few drinks and, like, just love having a yarn with them. But then other times I'm just like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, just need to get. I
feel like if you step into an Uber and you smell BO, you're like, oh, fucking, you've ruined my ride.
Yeah, literally.
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. It's all good. Just tell me the thing. I'm sorry that you created this space for me. You know? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Literally.
Yeah, it's, what was I going to say? You're talking to, it's just the relationship there between not talking. I actually go and get a beard trim now, not because I need someone to trim my beard, but because I'm forced to not do anything and not talk.
Yeah.
You can't talk while you're getting your beard trimmed.
So true.
It's like head back, and like the dude, I feel like the dudes, I go to that JK Barber.
JK Barber.
Yeah, at the Forum.
Oh, yeah, wicked.
Yeah, the Filipino guys.
Yeah.
And there's one bloke in there who's fully twigged on that I go there just to chill out.
Yeah.
And like, this wasn't like this at the start. I'm at the point now where I go in first thing in the morning.
Yep.
I know what time he gets there. He doesn't get there as I open. He gets there a bit later.
Yeah.
And he always does like the trim, and then he does like the face massage, the shoulder massage.
Oh.
But he goes, like, he sprays his wrists with cologne.
Oh, so that my God.
While you just like, fuck, bro, you're it. Like, you are it.
I didn't realize it like includes that much.
I don't think it normally does.
Fuck, that's wicked.
Mind you, though, like, well, I usually always, I don't know where I learned this rule. Always have $100 cash on you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always have $100 because it can get you out of so many different styles of situation.
Yeah.
I remember when I got this phone, I didn't put my cards on there. So I've gone to pay and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I had like a greenback on me.
Oh,
so I've given him the 100 and he's gone to get change. I'm like, nah, bro, don't worry about it. It's all good. And like ever since then, everything's changed.
Yeah.
You know, a $30 beard trim. And he's like, he gave me over three times the amount.
Oh, God bless.
And also, same with the masseuse. Like anyone who's in that, like you're in the same position. Like anyone who it's like, this 100% goes to you.
Yeah.
You're the person who has like created this and made this happen.
Yeah.
I want to give you extra money.
Yeah.
Fuck Woolworths.
Yeah.
I will tip the people who get the money that you're tipping.
Literally. I get that as well. Yeah.
And it's cool. Like, especially if you can, I was going to say if you can afford it, and then you go, well, if you're in the most debt you've ever been in, how can you afford it?
Yeah. I almost feel like it's like, what's the word? It's like, just like not giving back, but almost just like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
No, it's like creating appreciation.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah.
And it's like, you go, can I afford to give a tip in this scenario, right? So I look at it more as, instead of thinking this is a $30 beard trim, I'm going into it assuming I'm going to pay $50.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, is it worth $50 of his time to do it? How good is he?
Yeah.
Because if he's good, fuck yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and it's the same as like homeboy who calls me up and goes, you know, I need these 6 shirts before Monday.
Yeah.
And it's Thursday and it's like, this is going to cost you literally double.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But also, can anyone else do it?
Yeah.
It's worth double.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's the exact same with the beard trim. And you fall into this thing of like, I mean, it's the same when you're selling something on Marketplace, right? You're selling it for $50.
Yeah.
And they come around and go, I don't know, I'll give you 30. Okay. Take it right now. Give me 30 and fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or what are you going to do? You're going to hold on to it and have the next dickhead come around to your house and offer you.
Marketplace is a fuck around.
Right?
Oh, God.
So it's like, is it worth what it's worth right now, or
Yeah.
is it worth getting rid of the hassle?
Yeah.
It's the same thing when you turn it around in that situation that was
Yeah.
worth $100.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, look how much it's paid off.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And now, like, fuck, worked all weekend. It's Monday morning. I'm really not in the mood. You know what? I'm going to take out half an hour, go get a beard trim and a coffee. And
you feel
fucking,
good.
Yeah. And again, you come back, you're like, let's fucking
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
Look how sharp this cut is,
Yeah.
you know?
Literally. It's the best. Yeah.
Is there like a pressure as well as like someone in hair to constantly have good hair?
No.
No?
I rock up to work with like the shittest hair in the world.
Really?
I thought my hair was brown for like a solid year. And then Ree took pictures of it the other day because she coloured it. It was like red. I was like, holy fuck, I've never even noticed that. I rock up to work with like the rattiest hair.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like they're like my tan at the moment. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But like rattiest hair. I feel like there is definitely a standard, but like also not, I feel like it all depends on like what hair you do and like what your audience is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my clients are very like beachy blondes kind of thing. So I can rock up to work with like my hair just washed and it like scrunched and frizzy and people will be like, cool beachy hair kind of thing. But like I worked up at a salon in Perth and it was very like, not posh, but very like luxurious and like high-end salon where it was like definitely had to have your hair and like everything top tier there.
Interesting. Because that would go beyond hair as well. That's like
Oh yeah,
makeup,
100%.
fit,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
smells, everything has
everything. Like if, especially like over the basins, like or like talking to people, like if your breath stinks or like your armpits stink, like you're screwed. Like everyone can smell that.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm so fucking pedantic about breath smells around
Same.
customers.
I literally just was then I was like, fuck, I didn't put Chewy in. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
It's a good thing when you're on microphone, otherwise every like 15 minutes you hear, you know?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that'd be gross.
Yeah, no, I must admit that does make sense. Because I feel like I get it with like, even when I put these shorts on today, like, I haven't worn them in ages, like, they probably need an iron. How important is it? Well, you sell uniforms.
Yeah.
You're in the clothing industry. You
So
should
true.
probably have some sort of standard, you know?
Definitely.
And I've only, like, truthfully, in the past, like, probably 7 months, and I've been doing this now for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I've only just got to a point where I have a uniform.
Yeah.
You know, it's like and also to match my clients, I wear work boots.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I wear a collared shirt. Like,
Yeah.
up until then, I was just wearing jorts and a bloody
Yeah.
singlet with a shirt and Crocs. It's like, yeah, brother, I'll see uniforms.
Literally. That was like my old work was like up in Perth. My boss was like, she was like so cool that it was like, she would just wear like the craziest things to work. Not crazy, but like, she'd make it so cool. Like things that you'd just be like, what, like tracksuit?
Yeah.
But it should make it look so fucking cool that it was just like, there wasn't like a uniform kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then like you'd try and match it. One time I rocked up in like denim jorts and like a singlet and I saw a picture the other day. I was like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like there's this like cool standard, but like you just have to like,
dude, it's
you
owning
have to
it.
be that cool. Yeah, exactly.
It's being that guy.
Exactly.
Because I know, like, I have these black ink team building days where all the boys just give me a heap of money and they don't know what we're doing and we go do it.
Yeah, wicked.
And we went to Kmart and I got these like crazy dangly earrings. And I remember we've gone to, the first thing was we're doing like driving go-karts.
Yeah.
I've like gone to the toilet, looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing these fucking earrings. I totally forgot about it. And I'm like, and they kind of bang.
Yeah.
Like, these are cool.
cool.
And then you realize like the only thing stopping you from doing these things is you.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you decide like, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. And as long as it's not like, you know, purple bloody...
Yeah,
I was going to say like purple parachute pants probably would slap as well.
That would be kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go like crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just being the person who rocks up and doesn't even mention it.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah, I'm cool as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I definitely feel like girls have a bit more of a license to do it.
Yeah. I feel like especially in like hairdressing and stuff and like nowadays you can like, in fact, clients love it. Like the other day I rocked up in like knee-high, like big chunky bikey boots and I was like, these are fucking sick.
That's fun.
I was just like, this is wicked. And all my clients were like, buddy, that's so sick. It's just like cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you start looking at everything in your wardrobe like, what doesn't go together?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Oh God, yeah.
I know like all through coffee van years, I was like the biggest Vinnies and Salvos.
Yeah.
And all I would wear is just the wildest shit,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I remember my staple shorts were these like I'm tall.
Yeah.
and I wore these like past knee baggy army pants.
Oh my God, cool.
And they were just like my staple.
Yeah.
And now I look back at them, I'm like,
Like,
what
what's
the
happening?
fuck
Yeah,
are
literally,
you wearing,
literally,
dude?
yeah.
And then you talk people like old friends of mine will reference them like those fucking pants. We always used to think like, how did you get away with it? And at the time, I was like, who wouldn't wear these?
Yeah, literally.
You know?
Yeah.
Just it's very cool. At the moment, I'm really vibing. That fit I just said, like the jorts, singlet, shirt over the top.
Yeah.
Ideally, full head of cornrows.
We'll get there.
Yeah. I used to do it for all the festivals, and now it's
really?
like, yeah.
Did you go locally to get them done?
Yeah, I've seemed to always just know people who know how to do cornrows.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and then the
so
one
cool.
time you go to pay for it, they do a shit job and charge you like $200.
And you're like, sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah. Actually, I do have a question for you. This is a hairdressing question. Is it a normal thing to just go and get your hair washed?
Yes and no. We have clients who come in like weekly for like a wash and blow dry.
Yeah.
For just a wash, I guess so. We don't really like offer that in here because I would freak out if someone left with wet hair. Because I feel like it's like...
wash and blow dry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like a wash and blow dry. Yeah, people do that quite often.
I know this sounds, and every dude listening to this, I don't have the shoulder power to wash my hair.
It's fucked. I wash my hair like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm like, I can't do it.
I'm at the peak, like it's shiny right now. It's like it needs to be washed.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
same. That's why I have a hat on. I'm like, I can't do this.
The cheat code is going to the beach.
Yeah, so true.
Get a bit of weight to it.
Yeah.
And like, especially if like while it's drying, I do the like, put it in the tightest bun that I can.
Yeah,
and
then
then
it goes a little bit wavy. And yeah.
Like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah, you're like, this is cool.
I can't brush my hair, but I do like this guy, you know?
Literally. We just went up north and every day my hair, like we were swimming and stuff and I was like, oh my God, my hair's like, I'm like in the beach era with the hair. Like it's so like wavy and it's like clean every fucking day. And then
you get that like blonde sort of.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, suddenly I surf and like.
Yeah.
I'm like that.
Yeah. The sand never really leaves me, I guess.
Every day I was like this. Yeah. Love this place.
Of course.
Sick.
Where up north did you go?
We just went to Jurien Bay, Sandy Cape.
Oh yeah.
It was really, just
like,
camping.
Drove up and back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went
of
up
course.
for like 4 days kind of thing. It was so nice. It's so hot, but yeah, it was wicked. So good.
I feel like there's like a zone you have to reach. So we do Lowbrook Dam every Australia Day.
Yeah.
And the first 6 hours, I'm just like, just fucking hot and flies and it sucks and I hate it.
Yeah.
And then you just like slip into this like, I drink 2 cans, I go for a swim.
Literally, and then you're just like, life's good.
Yeah.
Life is. Someone brings out a cheese board, and you're like,
yeah,
fuck,
dude,
this is wicked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll have something.
Yeah, you're like suddenly like, everything's fucking wicked.
Someone from the next camp walks over, you talk to them for 4 hours.
We had these guys come over to our camp, and they were playing a game called Stack Cup. It's like with ping pong balls and like them red carbs. So fun. And then another game where you have to like scull your drink and eat an apple and then the next person goes. And it's like a little relay. It was fucking sick.
Interesting.
I was like, I love camping. Suddenly I was like, camping is, I could be here for years.
Yeah, and then you get that thing like, I need to go buy all the camping shit.
Yeah.
To use it 3 times a year.
Literally. My boyfriend was like, you need to write a list now. Like we need a list of everything we need. We got home, we're like.
There is, I feel like there's a few things you've really got to have on lock. Like, need an angle, you need a good chair.
Yes.
You know?
A good chair is essential.
Yeah. I feel like I'm at the stage of life now. I'm like, I need a rashie, a long sleeve rashie.
Yeah, true.
I'm sick of fucking putting on sunscreen.
Dude, yeah.
Like I'm covered, but I'm like 80% covered in tattoos. My top half.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't want to tan. I don't want to get burnt.
No.
And I'm sick of being like, hey Aiden, can you do my back again?
Yeah. It's
can you not make it weird as well?
I know.
It's like every time.
Every time you have like some weird outline on your back. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid I fall in the sun. Fall asleep in the sun.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. I think it's almost like a truly organic Australian thing to, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the one thing I wanted to do over the Christmas break. I really just wanted to like do mushrooms and go bushwalking.
Yeah.
It's like the most resetting thing ever. It doesn't cost you 5 days to recover from.
No.
Yeah. But it didn't happen.
What?
It didn't happen. I did plenty of mushrooms. I didn't do any bushwalking though.
So fair.
Yeah.
So fucking fair. That's so funny.
So how likely is the content thing? Do you think you'll go down that route?
Yeah, well, I've tried calling the real estate guy like 10 times.
Doesn't one dude own all of this?
Yeah, or he owns all of it except for my one.
Oh, right.
From my understanding. So there was 2 guys and then they had a falling out and then he just kept this one, my guy, and then another guy owns the rest.
It's an old bloke, Frank, isn't it?
Frank, yeah. So he owns, and then I think mine's called Paul, maybe?
Oh.
Actually, I have no fucking clue what his name is.
That's not Paul who owns the buildings over here, is it?
Honestly, No clue. I actually have no fucking clue. My dad does all of that, and I'm just like,
man, you're lucky. You've got these parts of your business.
My parents are just like the fucking best. Like, mum comes in and cleans every Sunday.
Were they in business themselves?
No.
Really?
Yeah, none of us have ever.
So what was your business experience before this?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I was just like, I think we all got it up and running. Like, the idea was there, but then within like 2 weeks, my dad had we got like the real estate sorted and like everything that we needed. Then we were just like fucking up and running.
How? That's bizarre to me going into business with, okay, so.
No experience.
Yeah, like my dad bought a business. So, okay, let me back up.
Yeah.
I'm going to start from scratch. So my dad ran transport yards for a transport company.
Yeah.
That's why we moved heaps.
Yeah.
So he had this like top-down view of managing a yard.
Yes.
We moved here. He bought a business that was essentially just like a vehicle, a trailer, and a contract at a mine site.
Yep.
And turned that into like a 20-man operation.
Fuck.
Multiple bits of equipment, and like everything from like a shed full of tools to like bobcats.
Wow.
All sort like forklifts, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I saw him turn this from I think he bought it for like 50 or 80 grand and turn it into a big thing and sold it.
That's huge, yeah.
In 10 years.
Wow.
So I saw like, you kind of have that knowledge that, just a normal dude can do this.
Yeah.
You don't need to be this
Some
or that or
crazy
whatever.
rich person, yeah.
And then bought the coffee van and essentially like bought it for this much, sold it for this much, made no money in between.
Yep.
Like just lived every week.
Yeah.
But also you go, okay,
so much experience.
I can just do this.
Yeah.
Like you just say like, I'm the person who's doing this. You go and do it. Or you're in the middle of doing it. You're like, I'm the guy doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then this iteration, so I then sold it. I was like, never having a business again.
Yeah.
I had enough money. I thought I was never going to work again.
Yeah.
This is with like 20 grand.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, me. Yeah.
So I end up driving trucks for whatever.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then got back into business. And when I got back into business, I still had like this much knowledge.
Yeah.
But that felt at the time like I was like,
whoa,
I can just do it. I can just point any direction and go do that.
100%. Yeah.
And now I repeat this thing, like the further you get into the business, the more you realize you know fucking nothing.
Yeah. That's me at the moment. I'm like, I know so much. And then I'm like, I know sweet fuck all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And, someone brings up email marketing. You're like, I know that what it is as like the bare essentials.
Yeah, I'm like, I know how to make it look good.
Yeah, exactly. But like people talk about like KPIs and retention and click through rate, and you just
it's like whoa.
It's Cantonese.
I'm just sending an email out to everyone. Yeah.
And then I mean to hear that coming in with no like prior experience or anything is just
nothing. I'm just so lucky that my parents are very like, my dad's, what does he do? I think he's an engineer. So he's like
so shady, I'm telling you. This dude's an international arms dealer or something.
He's actually in the FBI.
Yeah.
He's hell good with like numbers and stuff. Like he's so book smart and money smart.
Yeah.
So I think he just helped heaps. Like with like all of that side of things, but like nothing else. Like we know nothing about anything. Even my accountant, sometimes I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
The other day she was like, you paid like your apprentice illegally. I was like, oh, cool.
That's why I pay you as an accountant to tell me this.
Fucking, I have no fucking clue about any of this. I just thought she needed to be paid, so I just paid her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And I feel like the only way you get this like knowledge.
Yeah, you have to make mistakes.
Just fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck up upwards.
Literally.
Try not to do anything that will absolutely
I know.
shut you down if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
But even then, like, good example is I'm part of this Young People in Business. Have you heard of that?
No.
So like the Bunbury Chamber of Commerce
run this
Young People in Business. So they've been running stuff all last year, and then this year I got asked to join the sort of, I don't know, like leadership thing.
Yeah, wicked, yeah.
So we sat down all this morning and just like someone says, hey, is anyone using AI agents?
Yeah.
You talk about that for 20 minutes. And by the end of that little conversation, you realize how he uses it and she uses it and how it's like applied to their business. And then the next person, hey, I've got one staff member and I'm having this trouble. Has anyone faced it? And then this person's like, okay, do this. And then it just...
That's wicked,
and all of a sudden, you've been there for an hour and you're like, I just got 3 years experience.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
You know?
You're like, I can be a business mentor now.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to start an online course.
Yeah,
Check this out.
literally.
Yeah, it's normally $2,500, but for you, I'll do it for $99.
Yeah. Well, after you said about AI, I'm like, that's fucking wicked. I'm always going through my videos from like here and I'm like, oh, I need to fucking get that into little clips and stuff. Now I'm like, that's wicked. I need to use that.
100%. And then, I mean, so the conversation that I always get is like, oh, I want to start a podcast.
Yeah.
So very cool, dude.
Yeah.
before you worry about any of that, like before we were saying, like, can you talk on camera?
Yeah.
You got to have like the technical knowledge of like, first thing I did when I came in here was like, oh, the lighting looks okay.
Yeah.
We'll set this up here. We'll do this. Cool. We got power. All right.
Yeah.
You know that. You know how to use the equipment.
Yeah.
You know how to put it together. You know how to talk.
Yeah.
Right? You
I
know
feel
how
like that would be the biggest thing, like making a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Filling
would be-
dead air and not say the same thing in every podcast
yeah.
and, you know, understand what your listener finds valuable.
Yeah, so
all
true.
of these things. And then you've got these 24 gig clips
Yeah.
and 15 gigs worth of audio. It's like, now go edit it.
Yeah.
You know,
Like fucking
and then when you edit it, go upload it. Upload it at a good time. And when you upload it, go promote it on your social media and make sure that
Exactly.
you put the right caption. Make sure you tag everyone. Make sure you do all these
has
things.
to be at the right time. Has
and
to
then
be,
go do it again next week.
Exactly. And
You
then
know?
it's just like,
Keep
it's just
doing
taking
it.
you a fucking week. And it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is bizarre.
Yeah.
But-
It's like with editing videos in here as well. It's just like, you get it done and it's like, time for the next fucking, you're like, I've just stayed up all night and now I have to do another one.
Yeah.
It's like sick. Like, it's non-stop.
And then, I mean, this is the thing. You edit videos all night. You look, you're like, fuck, I got 3 bills. I'll pay them. You know, you get a phone call from someone. Hey, you want to do something this weekend?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, yeah, okay, yeah, sweet. I'm going to go sleep 4 hours, go to work and start all again. And then it's like, I feel like probably it's as good as it is bad. The one thing that you're never doing is the same thing twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? The only thing you do on repeat is the actual job.
Yeah.
But it's like Monday was this thing to worry about. Tuesday's that thing. Wednesday's that thing. And then next
It's
week
always something new.
Yeah. And then you
Definitely.
have like the medium-sized problem that's hovering in the background.
Yeah.
And the large-sized problem we need to figure out before the end of the month.
Yeah. You're like, that can wait till later.
100%.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 23.
Wow.
Yeah, child.
Wow. You've actually got time to fuck up and do it all
I
again.
know, yeah, exactly. I was thinking the other day, I was like, when my lease is done, I think I'll only just be like, I think I'll be 27. I'm like, fuck, I'm still like a child then.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not even 30. I'm
100%.
like, whoa. It's
100%.
wild when you think about it.
I bought Cappuccino Express as a franchise when I was 21.
Wow, that's wild.
So it's like, and even when I remember when I did that then, it's funny because like my dad, who's my like business mentor at that time, he's like, you know, before I bought it, he's like, so does it make money? I'm like, yeah, I should for sure.
Yeah.
Like now I know when someone says, does it make money? It's like, show me profit and loss. Let me see how you operate for a week.
Yep.
Have you got a second set of books?
Yeah.
Like
It's
show
huge.
me,
There's so much
show me
more.
what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well, she makes coffee all day.
Yeah.
Like that's all the fucking
Yeah, literally.
going into it.
Yeah.
And it's like that is like a beautiful example of a failure that I learned from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like thank God I got out of it being able to just get myself
Get
to
out.
zero.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And that, I feel like that's the main thing. I feel like if you can make it even, then that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not scared to like, I can sit here now and be like, yeah, it was a failure. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a lot of people, you know, like a lot of people get scared of like, if I can't make it perfect on the first round, I'm not going to do it at all.
Yeah.
The first draft of anything
it's always fucked.
is meant to be horrible.
Yeah.
You're
It's
like,
always going to be shit.
never anticipate that you're going to like pick up a skill and on day one be a 10-year genius at it.
Yeah.
You're meant to be horrible at whatever you do for the first time.
Yeah.
And business is such this massive
It's huge.
concept, you know, where it's like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just waiting until I have the right amount of savings and until
There's never,
you know, I got the car paid off and like when the sun's in the exact right position and you know. It's
never
like,
the right time.
start yesterday.
Yeah, literally.
Start yesterday.
Yeah. I started the business with like, before I went to Japan, so I was like, fuck, I'm going to spend all my money in Japan. And then it was like nothing, no savings, nothing. I was just like, yeah, I just have to get a little loan out. Like, just have to do it that way. And Dad was like, oh, that's a fucking big loan to get out, dude. And I was like, and Dad was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, we might be able to make it work.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If not, I'll just have to find another job and pay it off every week. Like, that's all it's going to have to be.
I think once you make the decision, I'm not failing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, yeah.
Once you got that locked in, it's just like, all right, cool. I have to make this work.
Yeah. You have to do it. Yeah.
And like even at the moment with this, like, all right, we have Japan in 27 days.
Yeah.
I have 27 days. Like the goal was I need 40 grand of turnover in 30 days.
Yeah.
And I'm at 6 grand so far. We're on track.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's all good.
Exactly.
It's like
always make it work.
Just make 2 grand a day. Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Cool. On Saturdays and Sundays. Oh, cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You make it work. You make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I feel like that, I don't know, some people maybe don't succeed or work under pressure.
Yeah.
But this then ties into what we were talking about before, the love of the game.
Exactly. I thrive under pressure. Like if I'm so pressured about, like if I'm like anxiously shaking about something, I'm like, I know this is like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, that's not good, but
No, it is. It is. I was going to say, how many times have you been in that position and it didn't work?
oh my God, like so many times. But it's like, it has to fucking happen. Because then like the next time I'm not anxiously shaking about it and I'm not freaking out about it. So it's like, it has to happen.
Yeah. I feel like the biggest things that would like rattle me where I'm like to the point of being an uncomfortable person to be around was events.
Yeah.
So I hosted a lot of events for the guys next door before they shut down.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I remember the first time, and before that it was for Last Slice, like doing pizza eating competitions and...
Oh God, they need to bring that back.
Wild shit, right?
Oh God.
And I would like stress so hard the week of. And now when I host an event, like we're talking maybe between, 15 and 20 events later.
Yeah.
It's like it's prepared 2 weeks in advance. You get to the day before, everything's done.
Yeah.
But you only do that because it's like, I know what it's like to be still trying to do shit half an hour before the event that's not done.
Exactly. Yep.
You know?
Yep, 100%.
And you're not going to be good at doing events on round number. You're not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You just try not to burn too many bridges while you're learning.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you get that opportunity to keep doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah. Anyway, would you like to, while you have a microphone in front of you, promote anything, say anything?
Oh my God.
What's exciting?
Oh my
that's
God,
going
now I'm
on?
thinking, Ree's looking at me like, oh my God.
Oh, pressure's on.
Ree, my apprentice, qualifies in April, which is exciting. So she'll have her own little business.
Very good.
She'll be by herself by then, which is exciting. I'm trying to think what else. Oh my God, now I'm like put on the spot. I'm like, fuck.
Heavy. Need cheat sheet cards or something.
Literally. Oh yeah, I literally can't even think. We've got a new girl starting soon. So Hairology by Liv, that's exciting. Shout out to her.
Very cool.
Oh my God, that's it, I think. I actually can't think on the spot.
That's all right.
Now I'm like, now this is anxious. No, I'm joking.
Well, I'm going to put all of your, like all the information in the description. That so if people want to find you,
wicked.
the page, make a booking, get the hair done.
Oh, definitely.
How good.
Exciting.
Thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you. I can't even speak now.
That's all right.
Like, oh my God, thanks for having me. Ree's looking at me and I'm like, stop fucking looking at me now too. Fuck off, Rhiannon. No, thank you for having me. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, crew, be good to your mum because we are out.